everyone. My name is Dr. Tasha Brown, and I'm here to talk about the mental health effects of COVID-19. As many of us know, this is a time of increased stress and anxiety for us all. With COVID-19 and the rampant news, it is important for us to continue to think about the ways that we can recognize if we're experiencing heightened levels of stress and anxiety. There are certain things that can tell us if we're feeling increased levels of stress and anxiety during this time. Number one, think about what your body is telling you about how you're feeling. If you're experiencing somatic symptoms such as headaches, stomach aches, that might be a sign that you are feeling stress and anxiety related to what's going on. Also thinking about if you're sleeping more or sleeping less, increased eating, decreased appetite, those also might be signs that you're feeling stressed. Also thinking about your mood. If you are experiencing heightened paranoia, so being worried about going outside, being around other people, including your family members. If you are a little bit more irritable than you usually are, those might be signs that you are experiencing heightened stress and anxiety at this time. There are certain things that you can do to cope at this time. Number one is really to be mindful of how you are consuming the media. Right now, there's a lot of information coming at us in all different ways, so social media, the news, and it's really important that you monitor how much you're taking in. So a few things I would suggest is if you are connected to social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, really limiting your time. In terms of the news is really important because that's how we're getting our information, but it's really important to limit how much you watch the news. And for all of us, that might vary. I professionally suggest 30 minutes to an hour a day, but really recognize what your threshold is. If you recognize that after you consume the media that you feel a little bit more anxious or a little bit more paranoid, or you have a decreased mood, you're feeling really sad and down, that might be an indicator that you have consumed too much. Also keeping a schedule. A lot of us are home if we're not first responders. We're at home all day, and it's really important for us to keep some sense of normalcy. So waking up at the time that you would typically wake up, eat breakfast, change your clothes, keep to a schedule, don't work in bed, open the windows, and go to bed when you usually would. Those are some things to keep some sense of normalcy during this time, which is a great way to cope with everything that's going on. And lastly, staying connected. It's really important that you stay connected to your loved ones and your friends. So use your telephones, use your video chats, and stay as connected as possible. And one extra thing is go outside. If you have access to a backyard, go stand in your backyard for a few minutes. If there's a park near your house, practice social distancing and go by yourself to take a walk in the park, a walk around the block, get some fresh air. That can really help aid in your mood. Our kids are off from school, and it's really important that we think about ways that we can recognize if our children are feeling stressed, because like us adults, children also experience stress and anxiety when it comes to COVID-19. Some things that you can do to recognize if your child is feeling stressed is just like adults, if they're complaining about frequent headaches, if they're complaining that their stomach's hurting, that might be a sign that they're experiencing stress and anxiety. Also, increase of behavior problems. So if your child is having temper tantrums, crying a lot, being extra clingy, those might be also signs that they're feeling increased stress and anxiety at this time. One thing that you can do is to really explain what's happening to your child in a developmentally appropriate way and let them know that the adults in their lives are doing everything that they can to keep them safe. For those of you who are already struggling with mental health concerns, it's important to do a few things. Number one, if you have a therapist, a psychiatrist, a doctor that you're in contact with, it's important to make contact with them now if you have not already. We are all still working, and so you can contact your mental health provider through telephone, and many of us are setting up what we call telehealth, where we'll be able to continue our sessions. If you have medication and you're unable to get to your pharmacy, it's important to call your pharmacy or your insurance company to speak with them about how you can set up getting your medication. It's really important that you stay connected, and if you feel like you are a danger to yourself or to someone else, pick up your phone and call 911, and someone will be able to assist you via telephone. It's really important that we all take care of our mental health at this time. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to your healthcare provider, your mental health care provider, or call 311, where you can receive some additional information about how you can take care of yourself and your family at this time.